Well, we are here because the speaker met with the different government agencies, also stakeholders, private sectors, supermarkets, mga kilala supermarkets. We met earlier. In pagbabawas sa tariff ng mga imported na bigas. So, there was a meeting over an hour with the stakeholders and also the different government agencies. Anyway, we'll give the mic to the speaker.
Erwin, and yun na yung sinabi ni Kong Erwin na nakakaroon kami ng meeting na kasama ko mga stakeholders dito when it comes to the basic issue of the reduction of prices for our friends at the customs for where the tariffs will be reduced. Of course, our chairman for the Committee on Agriculture, Congressman Martin Berga, and some other stakeholders, even in the private sector. Kaya ito yung tinatawag po yung the announcement of the executive order reducing tariffs on rice products, and this will afford savings, no, to all the consumers, and we just want to make sure that we are all on the same page. Collections on the tariffs for rice. So the savings that will be afforded ating mga retailers and even the private retailers. Kaya alam man din natin, yung mga Kadiwa stores are always there for the government. Other retail outlets such as those of Pure Gold, even SN Robinsons, the supermarkets will be afforded a reduction on the prices. In other words, yung reduction sa tariffs, so bababa yung presyo ng imported. Also here because the customs has collected enough so that we also continue our subsidy to our farmers for the local rice production. Kaya total whole of nation approach na dito nilang gobyerno kay both the prices of the basic commodity of quality rice to all Filipino family tables at the soonest possible time. We are anticipating prices, and of course, the DA, the department agency on this matter, we are also well coordinated. And we've all agreed that we will work together to make sure that we follow President Ferdinand R. Marcos's program to reduce the price by the tariff rate reduction, and that we are all coordinated and that all the consumers, all those who consume rice will be able to mensahe natin dito, and of course we're open to any questions on this matter. Maraming salamat.
Enesca from Jamie Nisonan.
Sir, good day po. Liana sa Pandi. What happened happens now to the proposed amendments to the RTL law? Will this measure still be pursued? Because we're aware that this measures, you have been pushing for this measure to reduce the rice prices. Now
Yes.
that this is the new policy,
Culture Committee, who's been spearheading this initiatives on the amendments to the RTL, Chairman Martin Vega will even elucidate in detail how we proceed moving forward.
Just to be sure, just to put things into perspective, I think, as mentioned, we already have 16 billion collection. In the RTL version, we have earmarked 15 billion to finance the assured na meron po tayo next year. And aside from that, we have also stipulated here that in the event, worst case, hindi naman po siguro, if it falls short, government will fund or finance the balance. So
Lay of PPP4?
Sir, good afternoon po. Sinasabi po nung ilang groups benefit po dun sa reduced tariff. So ano po yung assurance ng government na magta-translate po ito sa mga consumers? Nag-commit po ba yung mga
Consultation in this matter, no? So even the call for a price reduction has been something that has been brought to fore even in the previous years. And that continues, but just to rest assured that this is not a new discussion or a new issue, but
thank you again, Mr. Speaker. If just to refresh everyone's memory also, this has gone through the Tariff Commission. This was petition we believe that we thank and we laud the President and the Speaker and our House Speaker for find a new solution to the problem ng high prices of rice. So I think with this, we will be able to, at this point, with regards to the Bantay Bigas statements, we also, part of the discussion, also highlighted by the speaker earlier, is that DTI should play a much bigger role, and I think they should be monitoring, particularly all wholesalers, and also everyone part of the supply chain, to ensure that the windfall will not be by the speaker.
Marian, TV5?
Good morning. Sorry. Kasi po, so yung fear nga po, no, we've already so paano po natin mapoprotektahan nga daw po no yung mga local producers natin?
Yung binababa lang yung tariff rate reduction. Flow of imports, yung pumapasok na bigas ay sapat lang talaga. Hindi naman ibabaha. Yung ma-adjust lang yung taripa. So yung babayaran lang, may babawasan lang. Pero tuloy-tuloy pa rin yung suporta natin, yung subsidy sa ating mga local farm producers. They're a very, very important part of the whole sector, the industry. We support them. The subsidy particularly for the rice production. So we rest assured, they should be rest assured that there will be no flooding because the constant flow of rice will just be as is regulated. There's at most, wala pang 400,000 yata. Pa. So tuloy-tuloy pa rin yung protection of our farmers through subsidies and of course
BBM at ABS-CBN.
Mr. Speaker, may I just add?
yes, Chairman.
Yeah. To the question of Ms. Marian earlier. I think it's also a matter of policy that they could limit importation to give benefit to the local farmers natin. So if
Yes, just then to reiterate, I'm sure the DA will say this. Our president was just also the former Secretary of Agriculture. So the priority always is the locally produced rice. The imports come in just to support the shortfall. That's the only role of the imports. And here we are just trying to make sure that the imports, kasi tumas yung world market prices eh. Kaya sinasagpan lang natin na sasabihin ng ating presidente kasi tumatas masyado yung world prices para hindi masyadong ma-affected yung local market prices. Binabawasan yung tarifa para to absorb. At saka so the local production made by farmers can continue. Basta locally produced rice is always the priority. That's why there are subsidies, support, and when it comes to their harvest season, their planting season, silang priority. Yung hindi lang kaya, yung shortfall, this is what this addresses. So that at least yung price shocks. Kasi alam mo, tumas yung world market price. But we are hopeful that we are seeing that there are some forecasts na bababa na by the fourth quarter yung world market prices. At saka siyempre din yung foreign exchange di ba? Dahil sa mga global events, tumataas din yung dollar sa import. So we're also trying to absorb those shocks. But we're also hopeful again by the fourth quarter, papasok ng mga OFW remittances, bababa naman yung dollar. But siyempre, kung may lagnat, di ba? Anong ginagawa natin, di ba? Nilalagay natin ng bimpo, malamig para medyo bumaba yung temperature. So yan ang ginagawa din ng ating mahal na presidente. And we are here all supporting and coordinating itong yung patas ng presyo ng bigas at saka yung forex. Pero we are hopeful na may pag-asa naman na bababa na yung kasi yun ang nakita ng mga forecast na world market prices will start coming down by the third quarter and hopefully that huhupa na itong pag-iinit ng mga conflicts dito sa global situation natin, di ba, sa Middle East, di ba, o miski dito sa mga Taiwan, di ba, sana humupa na rin, and so when the OFW remittances come, we can adjust it. But notwithstanding that, the President wants to act now. So we are very happy to work with all the department and agencies on this matter. Sa Kongreso po, kaya nandito po tayo lahat. We're exercising our oversight functions because we want to make sure all the departments and all the agencies are on the same page. Kung mga coordinated po tayo lahat para itong drive, itong measure ng ating mahal presidente ay magiging successful para agad-agad pag lumabas na itong EO, we are all coordinated to make sure that we can pass on the savings right away to the consumers. And of course, again, to reiterate to our local farmers that all the programs for their support and the subsidies continues. So, and the imports in terms of volume will not necessarily increase. It is what is actually happening is that madidecrease lang yung taripa. Pero we have to also remember that the traders have also played a role in the past, and they've also absorbed the high market prices, and we're asking them to also adjust na misi binili nila na medyo mataas yung yung imported rice na mag-adjust na rin din sila. And kaya magpapasalamat din kami dito sa mga ibang mga retailers na kamitin din natin that they're willing to absorb some losses because nakikita nila yung drive ng gobyerno na to reduce the price overall and to pass off the savings from this program to the consumers. Kaya hindi na lang whole of government pero whole of nation approach. Yun po ang talagang ang goal nito lahat. Thank you.
EBN of ABS-CBN.
Good afternoon.
Pasensya na, inubos ko yun. Kasi ako marunong makinig kaya kanina tahimik lang ako, lahat ng mga inputs. Kumbaga, inuulit ko na lang. Pasensya na lang ha, inagawa ko ng eksena nyo. Pero nakikinig ko talaga sa kanya. That's what we're doing here. We want to make sure that Congress is also listening kasi malapit na rin yung budget season. So kami po sa Kongreso kasi makakaroon ng budget, we want to see how all of the department and agencies are performing, kung coordinated sa policies ng ating presidente so that we can give them more adequate support. O kung saan may pagkukulang, we will try to prompt or remind them na itong kailangan. At kung may kailangan pa sila ng additional budget o kung ano man, we're here to support all these departments and agencies in their roles, in their respective roles dito. Ayan.
Sige, nagsalita na ako. Anyway, clear naman yung instruction ni Secretary Kiko Laurel sa amin, the Rice Industry Program is to make sure that all necessary support na nakaplano, may it be the National Rice Program or the RCEP, ay makadating talaga sa tamang oras sa pangangailangan sa ating mga farmers. There are a lot of support na pwede natin maibigay. Majority of our National Rice Program ay nakatutok sa inputs na binibigay natin sa iba't ibang mga magsasaka natin. Andyan din yung RCEF na binibigyan din natin ng mga certified seeds yung ating mga farmers. Meron din tayong ongoing na binibigay na rice farmers financial assistance through RCEP. And meron pa rin po tayong excess fund na 19.9 billion for the 2023 collections that we can use as to provide subsidy as well through either through inputs or through financial assistance. Given that na marami pang pera, the Secretary has a strict instructions for us to monitor the situations on the market side as well as on the production side. If and when it is necessary for us to adjust the necessary interventions that our farmers needs, ay nakalatag na rin naman po yon. We can give additional, basta may ma-provide ng budget po sa atin ng Kongreso at ang ating Pangulo, ay maibibigay po natin itong mga to. So basta ang assurance lang niya is to make a more efficient and effective doon sa interventions na nakalatag natin para sa ating mga rice farmers.
BBM, ABS-CBN.
Sa House leaders po natin, if we have an estimate kung magkano ang ibababa ng presyo ng kada kilo ng bigas with the 20% reduction sa rice tariff. And it seems, Speaker, dun sa nabanggit ninyo kanina na parang temporary lang yung measure na to address the increase in world prices ng bigas. Pero dun sa period, parang until 2028 ito i-implement, pwede ba itong i-shorten? And also, dun sa DTI naman po sa DTI or government agencies natin, how will you ensure na yung pong pagbaba ng taripa ay mararamdaman sa palengke sa kada kilo ng bigas na ibebenta po ng retailers? Thank you.
Well, the general statement has already been articulated hanggang 2028. Pero siyempre, subject yan to review naman by the Office of the President, kung may mga recommendations, kung market forces etc. adjust, siyempre, pwede man yan ibawi, di ba? But there's a commitment that the President and the administration is all out here to support the drive to make sure that quality rice is affordable and is ubiquitous, or kung baga, kahit saan, kahit kailan, yung magandang kalidad na bigas ay sa abot kaya na presyo ay nandyan para lahat ng mamamayan. So that's the policy statement, and whole of, hindi lang government kasi kausap ng mga private stakeholders, mga retailers, cooperative naman sila. Kasi mga traders, although makikiusap din kami sa kanila na mag-adjust ka ng konti kasi this is the general direction and we want to keep it. So that's what we can say. That there is a very, very strong commitment. But obviously, if market forces change, the OP can make adjustments. Dito naman sa DTI, that's close monitoring. Close monitoring. They have been the traditional price watchdog, kumbaga, di ba? Silang parang police to make sure that everyone is following the program and making sure that the suggested retail prices are adhered to based on the savings that are passed on to those in the supply chain, from the importers to traders, retailers to sa mga palengke, sa lahat hanggang umabot sa ating mga consumers. So that is a general policy statement. That's the commitment. But of course, if market forces change the situation, adjustments can be made from time to time.
Can you estimate sa price, effect sa price?
Yes, as far as PSA has reported out, it's going to be less by 5 to 6 pesos per kilo. Five to 6 pesos per kilo.
Pero that's depending on the that 5 to 6 pesos at the current exchange rate po yun, at 58 po yung kwan. So if the dollar goes down, then mas mataas pa doon. So depending on the dictate of the exchange rate.
So kausap din natin yung our friends at the BSP sa Monetary Board. It is also their role to make sure that the foreign exchange is also kept at reasonable levels. So the BSP has from time and time again very quietly but steadily has always been there at the forefront to safeguard any abrupt or any changes forex to absorb the shocks. Kaya we're all trying to coordinate so that we can afford again the consumers quality, affordable rice always. Yan ang goal. So everyone involved we're talking to and making sure that coordinating po tayo kasi the President has already given his mandate, and that is the desire because that is the best for the people. So we're all on board. We're all on board. And we thank the media here because I know that you'll be helping us to disseminate this so that everybody, will hopefully support this. And we'll make sure that everyone is aligned para maganda, maging successful itong programa.
Big Simita, Net 25.
Magandang hapon po. Sir, just a clarification and follow-up doon sa question ni Vivian. Sir, yung bang murang bigas na binabalak ng gobyerno, sa kadiwa lang po ba o pati sa mga public markets?
Ay, maganda yung tanong na yun kasi obviously we have a we've started this already. The President has started this yung Kadiwa stores, di ba?
Yes.
Nationwide yan, sa kada region meron na. Pero that's still in a limited in a limited market, so to speak, kasi yung kadiwa talaga really talagang target talaga yan yung talagang marginalized sector, and then very basic goods and commodities. However, as I said, yung whole of nation approach, kasama yung mga palengke kasi we're talking to the importers, to the traders, we're talking of course to the local producers, but even well, I'll be specific na lang. Kausap lang natin yung Pure Gold they are ready also to carry kadiwa rice in their stores, so that for so long as stocks and inventories permit, they will carry it, and they're also volunteering and subject to the policies of the kadiwa. They even want to support by providing that outlet dun sa stores nila, pero to provide the kadiwa stores with even other basic commodities in the stores that are not yet readily available at a 10 to 15% discount. Kung baka yung mga ibang mga produkto na o mga ibang mga bagay na hindi may bebenta ng kadiwa, yung mga stores kaya ng Pure Gold is ready to share their inventory supply para mas lumago ang mga kadiwa stores, kasi para magiging mas attractive yung pagbibili sa isang kadiwa store, mas kompleto. At sila naman mismo, handa din sila magbenta ng bigas at kadiwa prices, yung at government mandated price. So, yun ang sinasabi natin na maganda, kasi hindi lang yan sa mga kadiwa at hindi lang sa mga palengke, pero hindi sa mga the Pure Gold outlets, di ba? They want to support and they want to sell the rice at government prices, at kadiwa prices. They're ready for so long as the stocks allow yung inventaryo. So, that's to be specific. May commitment na kami kanina. Kaya kung medyo masaya ako kanina, pagpasok ko dito, kasi we were very, very pleasantly surprised that imbis na hihingi natin ng tulong, nagbo-volunteer. Kasi noon pa naman, in fairness, these types of retailers, mga Pure Gold, mga SM, mga Robinson, they've time and time again come in when they see that the government policy is to bring down, the prices. They're affording these tariff rate reductions to make sure that the savings are passed on to the consumers. But then again, in the same breath, the priority still is our local farmers, the locally produced rice. And in that vein, I will tell you that the other program that may not have been discussed today, but we've been discussing itong nakarang linggo, yung convergence, that even Congress is working with the DA, with the NIA, so that whatever funds that we have a convergence program na yung mga pang flood control, we will now align it or converge it with the DA and the NIA's program sa irrigation, so that we will have dams, water impounding, so that yung tubig sa flood control, may impound natin at gagamitin din natin yan sa irrigation. So that we will converge, we will align, so that hindi itatapon lang yung tubig, i-impound natin yan para sa irrigation. So to make our farms more productive and more efficient, and that government monies, government taxpayers' monies, ay hindi lang pupunta sa isang programa sa flood control, pero flood control / irrigation or for water reservoirs for the drier months to irrigate the fields. So that will now lead to higher efficiencies of our farms, higher production, more efficient production, and so we will become less dependent on imported rice. So that is always the aim. The long-term goal of all of this is that we want the Philippines to be a net producer. In other words, that we will be self-sufficient in terms of production. That's the general direction, and that's the general statement. That's the aspiration, and we are confident that we continue working together. Aabutin din natin ito lahat.
Okay. Sir, before na uminit hanggang sa matalakay yung amendments ng rice tariffication law, nag-ikot kayo ni Congressman Erwin Tulfo at isa sa natuklasan kaya tumataas ang presyo ng bigas ay kagagawa ng mga hoarders. So ano po ang magiging hakbang ng Kongreso ngayon kung nandyan pa rin po yung mga hoarders na posibleng maging dahilan para mahadlangan yung layunin ng Pangulo na maibaba talaga ang presyo ng bigas?
Well, the chairman will outline. I'll just make a brief statement there, no? Then I'll ask the chairman to articulate and enumerate the other initiatives that we have. Pero sisiguraduhin natin na iikot naman natin yung mga warehouses eh. At yung sa pag-unang punta natin, we went there a couple of times to the warehouses, may strong signal na eh. Pero ikutin din natin ni Kong Erwin at ni Chairman Mark, kaya nakikita din natin na may mga ulat din natin na maraming naiimbak na rin na yung mga palay. And then we will now go around the warehouses and then we will now signal to those that it's time to mill. Diba? Yung mga palay na, i-mill mo na yan, igiling mo na yan kasi meron itong tariff rate reduction. So may papasok na naman ng bagong stock. So ilabas na rin yan. Although medyo mataas na yung pagbili nila, whether from local producers or from overseas. Market forces dictate that they now should unload that, di ba? So that will hopefully again bring down, or reduce the prices in anticipation of the new stocks. So in other words, we will keep the pressure on so that hoarding will be mitigated. Diba? Para hindi maiimbak yung supplies, i-download kung anong nandyan, and we will wait for the new local rice production plus the new imports. But there are, of course, other measures that specific measures that we've undertaken in Congress at the instance of the President, the DA, and of course, si Chairman Mark can make mention of some.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Speaker. Just to enlighten everyone also, siguro nung last day po namin, na-ratify na po natin yung Anti-Agricultural as Economic Sabotage Act. And we are hopeful that this would be acceptable and hiningi po ito, this SELEDAC measure of President Bongbong Marcos Jr. Just to give a brief background on that, ngayon po, it would be mandatory that they will have to submit all warehouses are mandatorily required to submit their stock inventory I think every 3 months. So mas madali na nga po yung monitoring po dito. So we will know in particular yung mga hoarders, kung may mga hoarding practices na nangyayari instantly because we have the data already available. Ito na po siguro yung tatapos din po sa kanilang, as mentioned by the speaker, bilang na po yung mga araw ng mga hoarders. So ito po yung batas na makakasiguro na hindi po pwede nang gawin ito dahil napakabigat po ng penalty pong kakaharapin po nila. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Rosalie Cos, UNTV.
Good afternoon po. To Speaker po, to the Department of Agriculture official as well as Congressman Enverga. When the House of Representatives approved po the proposed amendments to the rice tariffication law sometime in May, you were confident that this will bring the prices of rice lower po. Pero hindi ganito yung takbo sa Senado kasi parang hindi po sila, may mga tutol po dun sa proposed amendment. So, do you believe this is a faster way, yun pong tariff reduction to make the prices of rice lower? Easier and faster path rather than amending the RDL po?
Well, we'd like to look at all of these approaches, no? Of course, the tariff reduction is one measure, di ba? Kasi it targets the imported rice, no? But obviously, the RTL amendments there too. We want to make sure that it can help in maintaining and stabilizing the price across the board, no? So, talagang gagawin din natin lahat eh. We are going to use all options, di ba? For the complete arsenal from legislation, from tariff rate reductions, because that's what we are here for. We're here to make use of all the powers of government to bring about a regime where there can be, again, as I keep on mentioning, that every Filipino, every family table in every house dapat may quality rice at affordable prices all the time, all year round. Yun ang gusto talaga natin eh. So we will do everything to make sure that every family table of every Filipino family will have quality, quality rice at an affordable price anytime, any place, any time of the year. So lahat itong gagamitin po natin. Itong amendments to RTL, ito sa smuggling, yung our powers to stem hoarding or illegal importation, anything to afford, savings to every Filipino family. We are here. So lahat, gagawin po natin lahat. And we will not give up on any, we will not give up on any measure. So we are still very hopeful and optimistic that our friends in the Senate will also pass, an acceptable version of the amendments to the RTL po.
Follow-up na po kay Kong Enverga. Kung nagkaharap or nagkausap na rin po kayo ng chairperson ng Committee on Agriculture sa Senate, Senator Villar po.
Yes, probably mid-May, siguro just right before the break. Pero I believe the Senate does not have a final version yet passed. So it was just brainstorming. They just expressed, actually, the chairperson, Senator Villar, expressed her, again, apprehension on reviving NFA as an importing body. But we look forward to their counter-proposal. Siguro, magandang makita po natin yung version nila. Ano po yung options available. But for us, as mentioned already by Speaker Martin earlier, very crucial. Hindi po pwede mawala yung stabilization functions that should be available. Kasi yun po yung makakatulong sa pagpapababa ng presyo. And I think for the longest time, na-mention po ito ni Yusek Chris during our hearings, yung lack of monitoring kasi ngayon, yun yung problema po natin. In which, in the House version, NFA will play that role na mahalaga, alam po natin kung gaano karami talaga ang laman ng isang bodega. Thank you.
Okay, last question. Krisha of Inquirer.net.
Hello po, good afternoon. Sir, hingi lang po ko ng comment dun sa forecast po ng Federation of Free Farmers po that said that tariff cuts won't actually drive down the cost of rice but drive it up kasi in previous times na nagbaba po tayo ng taripa, ang ginawa po ng mga importers is tinaasan lang naman nila yung retail price to cover the tariff. So, comment lang po on that. And also, yung isa pa po nilang forecast na because of this, local farmers stand to lose daw po 33 billion po. Local farmers stand to lose 33 billion daw po if we push through with this cuts.
Well, for those very concerns, that's why we're meeting eh. Kasi those concerns na tatas yung presyo, kaya nandito na yung DTI eh. That we're all here, we all want to be on the same page para walang makakawala na kagaya kung may nangyari dati na imbis na bumaba sa pag-rate reduction ng taripa, tumaas, kaya babantayin din natin ito lahat. And again, losses to the farmers because of the increase. We're all here meeting, coordinating, making sure that we're going to do the right thing by the people. In other words, magbabantay, we're going to be watching each other. We'll keep each other honest, di ba? We will make sure that, for instance, the importers will not abuse, or the traders, or the other stakeholders or the retailers. So we're saying that we are doing this because we want to again bring down the price of rice, of quality rice, to every table in the Philippines. That is the goal, and we want everybody to be on board. Baka yung malungkot na karanasan na nila ay nangyari kasi hindi na masyadong magandang koordinasyon. But we assure the Filipino people, that's why we are here, sitting before you, anticipating already na pag lumabas itong EO, that we are all on board, ready to make sure that, again, as I can often repeat, that these efforts, these savings will be passed on to the end users and to the consumers. Protecting again and making sure that our local farmers, who are the bulwark of rice production in the country, are supported, that their subsidies continue. And in fact, the long-term goal of our president, which is not necessarily long-term kasi we would like, and we are aspiring that within the next 4 years, that they are so properly supported and they become so efficient that we become self-sufficient in rice production within the term of the president. That's the aspiration. Yun pong hangarin natin. Yun talagang target natin. What we are doing now is that kasi nakasabay yung world market prices ng bigas. Kahit saan ka naman, kung i-check mo, talagang mataas yung bilhin. Not just in the Philippines, but everywhere across the board, all over the world. Pagkas tumas pa rin yung presyo, yung forex. So, the president has taken proactive measures, which we in Congress are wholly supportive of, and we want to make sure that this initiative is properly supported by proper coordination, monitoring, and of course, further support on our part. Kaya those fears, we are quite mindful of that. Kaya we've been meeting. It's not the first time we've been meeting as such. Matagal na kung minsan. Nagme-meeting kami, hating gabi. Past midnight, nagme-meeting kami. Di ba? Kung ano. So whenever there's a concern, whenever we hear that there's a concern from one group or the other, let's say from the farmers group, we will meet. If there's from the traders, we will meet. From the imports, we will meet. Of course, from let's say our lead agency, the DA, may concerns, we will meet right away. So DTI, we're calling them in. When it comes to the announcement of the Secretary of Finance, we meet right away, and of course, with the corresponding agency, the customs. So we want to let you know, and that's why we called for this press conference, so that at least ma-ventilate itong mga concerns. Now, we'll try to be as much as possible on top of the situation. Diba? As they're saying, you have to be ahead of the curve. Kaya na, hindi pa naman lumabas, pero there are announcements, pero hindi pa lumabas. We're anticipating now what we will do next. So we thank you for that question, for the concern. But we want to allay the fish para hindi sila mga amba. Andito na tayo na kumaharap sa iyo, sa media, to communicate to them para, kumbaga, yung iba nawo-worry eh. Pero nandito tayo to assure that I will make sure that all stakeholders' interests are not only heard but are actually met. Thank you.
Last two. Tina, Pangiliban, Jamie.
For the DTI and the DA, sirs, kino-consider po ba yung imposition ng SRP on rice?
It's not being discussed yet. But for DTI, we have our SRPs on commodities. Yun naman yung coverage ng DTI. But I don't think there's a discussion yet on agri-products.
Same answer. It's not yet on the table. We'll still monitor and see how the market reacts on this.
Last question. Victor Minta.
Mr. Speaker. Sir, kailan mararamdaman ng taong bayan itong magandang balita nito? Is it before SONA or bago matapos ang buwang kasalukuyan?
I cannot tell you the exact time or date, but we are desirous of that ASAP. We want this to happen as soon as possible. And that's why we've been meeting, and we want this to be felt as soon as possible. Hindi pwede na antok-antok tayo pa, tulog-tulog lang. We have to be always on the ball because we know that every day, as every Filipino family, has to purchase, let's say 2 kilos of rice. We know and we can feel. Nararamdaman mo natin yung mga hinahinay na mga kapwa natin mga Pilipino taong bayan na nahihirapan. So that's why we have sprung into action. We want to make this head on. And obviously it would be very desirous na even before the SONA mangyari to. And I don't think naman it's impossible. We will all try to work together to make this happen as soon as possible. I cannot give you exact time and date, but the desire is to have this done as soon as possible.
Can we say, sir, within this month, June, itong 5 pesos to 6 pesos na pababa?
We're hopeful, and we'll try our best, definitely. So, but if a more conservative statement of before the SONA, we're anticipating that we'll be feeling that. Thank you.
Okay, that concludes our press briefing for today. Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker, Kong Mark Enverga, Kong Erwin Tulfo, officials from BOC, DTI, and DA. Thank you very much, House Media. Maraming salamat.